back to Brandon Sports, everybody. Hope you're having an amazing day. I'm here to go over my Week 16 NFL game picks. Before we get into the game picks, please hit the like button, subscribe button for more great content coming up on the channel. First, we're going to start off with the Buffalo Bills at the Cleveland Browns. In this game, I'm taking Buffalo straight up. I'm not worried about Cleveland. They just don't have enough talent. Their defense has been slacking the past couple weeks. I just think that's because of the lack of offense that they have. I believe in Shedeur Sanders, but I just don't believe in the team around him. His offensive line is very, very bad. The defense has given up. The only thing that they're excited for is Myles Garrett breaking that record, which he's 1.5 sacks away from doing. So, for me, I don't trust Cleveland. I don't trust their coach. They always start the game at their own, their own 5-yard line. They run it three straight times. They try to get at least one pass off. Gave Shedeur Sanders the wrong information on his arm sleeve for the game, whatever the case may be, whatever it is, the player's pad, whatever he had on his arm. Just a bad football team, a bad football program. I believe that Shedeur Sanders will get another chance somewhere else. Hopefully he does, but Cleveland is just not a good team. They need to clean house. They're probably going to clean house in all season. Nobody knows yet about Kevin Stefanski, but I don't trust Cleveland at all. I trust Josh Allen, top 5 quarterback in the league in my opinion. I think that Buffalo will pull this out, although Myles Garrett is going to make it challenging for Josh Allen. Maybe he gets the record. The game is in Cleveland, so it'll be a nice thing for the home crowd, but that's all that you can think about when it comes to this game. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills in this game. Cleveland ain't got no shot in my opinion. The only way they have a shot is if the offensive line blocks, the defense actually plays well, and then the receivers got to get open, like Jerry Jeudy, who never want to get open, and anytime he gets open, he's dropping passes, fumbling, all this other stuff like that. So I don't trust him at all. The only person on offense I trust is basically Shedeur and a running back, Junkins, but the offensive line is so horrible, it's like you can't even trust him. But Buffalo, I'm picking Buffalo in this football game. Next up, we have the Chargers at the Dallas Cowboys. I'm taking the Chargers in this game. They got a better defense. Even though their tackles are missing in with the Chargers, for some reason, Jim Harbaugh has his team playing well. Running game has been playing very, very well for this team. Justin Herbert, even with one hand, he got surgery in the left hand. He throws his right hand, but you still got to be able to grip the ball and grab the ball. I just haven't had surgery. You coming in and playing, and he's playing well. They're 10-4 versus Dallas Cowboys 6-7. And not only they're 6-7, but because the Eagles won their football game, they are now eliminated after playoffs, so they're not playing for anything. They're just playing for basically numbers and stats at this point. Hopefully they get CeeDee Lamb to 1,000 yards receiving, but other than that, the Chargers should win this game outright. Their defense is playing very well. Again, Jim Harbaugh has Justin Herbert playing well. Even despite the injuries to the team and just all the things that they go through, they still find a way to win these games. They're 10-4. They're 4-2 on the road. I know Dallas is 4-2-1 at home, but I think the Chargers should easily get this game. Again, the Cowboys are probably going to try to play to be 8-1, but we'll see what happens with that. But other than that, the Chargers are flat out a better football team, playing in a tougher AFC in my opinion. Chargers should easily get this game. Next up, we have the Chiefs at the Titans. This game is going to be simple for Cam Ward. There are a lot of players in Kansas City that are hurt. A lot of players are hurt in this game. A lot of people are not playing for Kansas City. Their season basically finished. They're 6-8. The Titans are 2-12. They're 0-7 at home, and the Chiefs are 1-5 on the road. Now, Gardner Minshew, to me, right now, you could say basically him as a backup is better than Cam Ward as a starter. But in this football game, I'm still going to take the Chiefs because I just can't trust Cam Ward. I don't trust their organization. They're a bad football team. They're 2-12 and they're 0-7 at home. If this is the game for them to win, this would be the perfect time for Cam Ward to actually play well. But Kansas City is so injured and so banged up. Does it matter to Kansas City? Not really, but does it matter to the Tennessee Titans? It should matter to them, but I just can't put my faith in Cam Moore in this game. They're 2-12 for a reason. I trust Andy Reid more than I trust the coaching staff in Tennessee. They fired their head coach. Then you fire the head coach. Then his father, who's the offensive line coach, he resigns at least because you fired his son because he was a head coach. I don't trust the Tennessee Titans. I don't trust Cam Ward. Listen, he's developing. He's grown as a quarterback. You got to go out there, but he's been playing well these past 2 weeks. But do I trust him against Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo, even though they are an injury-plagued team? Still don't trust Cam Ward. I'm going with Kansas City. They should win this game and actually show that, it's just not always has to be on Patrick Mahomes, that you can do something with the receivers that you have. At least try to play well that Patrick now that he's hurt. Next up, we have the Bengals at the Dolphins. Listen, they benched Tua Tagovailoa. He's the third quarterback. The backup quarterback is Zach Wilson. Quentin Ewers is the starting quarterback. There's no way they should win this game. I don't trust the Miami Dolphins offense. I trust Achane, and I trust their wide receiver and Jalen Waddle, but that's it. Other than that, the Miami Dolphins ain't good. I know they were 6-8, which is crazy because they were winning these games with Tua, and then he has that bad game against the Steelers, and then all of a sudden now he's just benched. He has 20 touchdowns and 15 interceptions on the season, which is absolutely crazy. But do I think Tua Tagovailoa can't play in the league? No, that's not true. He can play in the league. He just can't play in cold weather. But this game should be Cincinnati. We'll see if T. Higgins is going to come back, but Jamar Chase has 101 receptions for 1,147 yards and 5 touchdowns. Joe Burrow still playing. Go out there and play. They should end the season. Right now, they're 4-10. 2-5 on the road. Miami Dolphins are 4-3 at home. By the end of this, the Bengals should be 5-10 and the Dolphins should be 6-9. The Bengals have the better offense. They have the better receivers. Looks like they got the better offensive line because two would just be getting hit. But Cincinnati should just win this game. This is a game between two losers who are not making the playoffs. But if you look at Cincinnati and Joe Burrow, finish the season 7-10. You got 4 wins, 5, 6, 7. You got 3 more games to go, plus this game right here. So there's no reason why the Cincinnati Bengals should lose out or lose any of their upcoming games. No excuses for this team. Still go out there and play and get ready for next season. But have some pride and go out there and play. No reason why Cincinnati should lose this game against the Miami Dolphins when they're starting their backup quarterback, who to me is not better than the backup quarterback that's backing him up in Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson has more experience even though he's not good. Quentin Ewers is the third quarterback to me. If you rank them in order, it's Tua, Zach Wilson, then Quentin Ewers. Zach Wilson has more experience even though he's terrible, but still. All in all, this is just a bad move. Tua should still be playing, especially they playing in Miami. This is just a dumb move by the Miami Dolphins. Just a dumb move. I'm picking Cincinnati. Pretty simple. Next up, we have the Jets versus the Saints. The Saints should win this football game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets actually try and win the game, but listen, I'll give Charles Shuck his credit. He's been playing well these past couple weeks. They beat Tampa, and he's been playing well. I told you guys I love Spencer Rattler. I think Spencer Rattler's very good. I can't be biased, I know, but I just think Spencer Rattler overall, even if I didn't know Spencer Rattler, I didn't know of Spencer Rattler, he's still a better quarterback to me. Just to me, the way he plays the game, I don't think it's fair to judge him on early in the season. Again, if you put Spencer Rattler in Minnesota, you put him on another team, light years better. If you take Tyler Shuck and put him on that same team, I don't think it's going to be the same difference. I think Spencer Rattler is that talented. Hopefully he gets another shot somewhere else, but you have Chris Olave. This team is playing well. He has 82 catches, 896 yards. Hopefully he gets his 1,000 yards so he could get a nice payday from the another team or the Saints. But in this game, I don't trust the Jets at all. The head coach, by the way, is staying for the year. Next year, rather, he's not going to lose his job, which I don't want nobody to lose their job, but do I trust him as a coach? Absolutely not. I don't trust Aaron Glenn as a coach. I trust Kellen Moore than I trust Aaron Glenn. I'm picking the Saints to win this game. Next up, we have the Vikings versus the Giants. The Vikings should win this game flat out. Jackson Dart, it's no disrespect to Jackson Dart at all. It's no disrespect to the Giants. You're 2-12 and you're 2-4 at home. The Minnesota Vikings are eliminated from playoff competition, but they are 6-8 and 4-4 on the road. This should be an easy victory for the Vikings and this offense. J.J. McCarthy still got to continuously do it. You played well last week. Do it again this week against a team that's only won 2 games and lost 12 games. You won 6 games. I know it's any given Sunday, but on this very, very Sunday, you should be able to win, especially taking advantage of the New York Giants secondary. They don't have a good secondary. They got a good D-line. They got a damn good D-line, but the Minnesota Vikings offense and how much talent they have, they should not be losing this game at all. You're on the road, you're 4-4, you're not a bad team on the road, you're 500 on the road. This should be a good victory for the Minnesota Vikings again to get ready for next year. See what you have in J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy, just because you're out of the playoffs don't mean that you cannot just go out there and, I'm not going to play well and forget about it. No, because they're going to bring a veteran in, they're not going to trust you, and then you might lose your job for good. This game is a must-win for the Vikings simply because you have to continuously see what they have in J.J. McCarthy. That's about it. That's the only thing that Vikings fans should be worried about. You're not going to the playoffs, but this is the game that J.J. McCarthy has to continuously improve. And if he doesn't, I'm either drafting a quarterback or I'm trading for a quarterback. And Spencer Rattler might be the guy that I trade for just because of the way he could throw that ball. Imagine if Spencer Rattler was, and I know I'm not trying to be biased, but imagine if Spencer Rattler was on the Vikings and you gave him offensive line and wide receivers and the way he throws this football. J.J. McCarthy, get it done or you're probably going to be in a competition next year at the beginning of training camp to see who's going to be the starter in Minnesota. Go out there and win for your team and get Justin Jefferson the ball because my goodness. If he doesn't get 1,000 yards this year, I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you for the rest of your career. I'm blaming you. Make sure you get Justin Jefferson his 1,000-yard season like these receivers want. A receiver getting 1,000 yards in a season is like a defensive end rather, getting his 10 sacks, double-digit sacks. It's just a feel-good thing. Even if you're losing, you still want to get your numbers because you still want to get to the Hall of Fame, even if you never win a Super Bowl. Make sure Justin Jefferson gets his 1,000-yard season. The Vikings are going to win this football game. Next up, we have the Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers. Now, I was disappointed the Carolina Panthers lost to the Saints, right? I was disappointed in the Buccaneers losing to the Saints, too. I was just disappointed in both of these teams. I mean, Buccaneers seem like they're getting much healthy, but they're 7-7. They're 4-3 on the road. The Panthers are 4-2 at home. Both teams are 7-7. They actually have another game playing against each other that's coming up. They play this game coming up, obviously at home against Tampa, then they're at home against Seattle, and then they go at Tampa. So I think they're gonna split. If you have to really truly ask me, this is hard for me to pick just because I'm disappointed in both teams. I mean, you lost to the Saints last week, and then Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When you look at their schedule, they lost to Atlanta. Then before that, they lost to Saints, so they lost 2 in a row. The Buccaneers have to win this football game, but if I look at their schedule, they're at Miami next week, which I think they're gonna win. Buccaneers are gonna win that game, and then at home against Carolina. So even if I pick Carolina in this game, I think the Buccaneers are going to come back in Week 18 and win. But I'm going to go with the Panthers. The offensive line for the Carolina Panthers have to protect Bryce Young. Run that football. They have to run the football. Run the football. Bryce Young, do not fumble. Again, I say this about every quarterback, but Bryce Young, you cannot make any mistakes in this game. You cannot make mistakes because it's on you. This is a perfect time for this team to continuously get the momentum going into next week, which I said that they're facing Seattle next week. So even if you win this week and you lose next week, everything's going to be on the line against Tampa Bay in Week 18. I think that's what it's going to come down to. Week 18 is going to come down to that. So the Carolina Panthers have got to win this football game. I'm going to pick them Week 16 against Tampa because when they face Seattle, that game is going to be hard for Bryce Young because of that defense. I know they beat the Rams, and that was a couple weeks ago. Seattle's playing on a different level. They're number 1 in the NFC right now. So if Carolina Panthers want a shot at making the playoffs and winning this division, gotta beat Tampa. It's gonna come down to Week 18 in my opinion because Tampa Bay, again, they have a favorable schedule coming up and they're gonna face you in Week 18. So the Panthers have to win this football game no matter what. This is a must-win for the Carolina Panthers. Next up, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos have won 11 straight games. They're 12-2 on the season, 7-0 at home. Jacksonville is 10-4 on the season, and they're 4-2 on the road. Now, usually everybody's going to pick Denver. I'm going to be a little different. I'm going to be unbiased because everybody just go low on the flow and just pick Denver. I'm going to pick Jacksonville to beat Denver in this football game, and here's why. When Caleb Williams went up against the Packers, I said it all had to be about Caleb. This game, Caleb can't mess up. He can't get sacked. He has to be able to escape the pocket. He has to be able to get out. The Chicago Bears have to win that game. He didn't play well the first, second, and third quarter, but he came back in that fourth quarter and in that overtime and showed his toughness to be able to come back. I know Green Bay made a lot of mistakes, but you still got to capitalize on mistakes. It's the same thing I said that he had to capitalize on the fact that Micah Parsons was not there for that defense. And this game coming up, Denver has a top 10 defense in the NFL, top 5 in the NFL. This is the game right here, the same way I said about Caleb going against the Packers, even though Jordan Love got hurt. This game in particular is about Trevor Lawrence. He has to go to Denver and win. He has to. This is going to show what kind of quarterback that he is. Is he going to go in there and complete 59% of his passes? Is he going to go in there and fold? Or is he going to go in there and win this football game and let his team rely on him instead of him always relying on the team and carrying him even if he's not playing well? Has he been playing well these past couple weeks? Yes, but the entire season has not gone the way people thought it would go for him being a former number 1 overall pick. I'm trying to tell you guys, this game is about Trevor Lawrence. We already know what Bo Nix is. They're 12-2 inside the division, the same division with Kansas City, the Chargers. The Raiders are horrible, but it's a shocker how great Denver is this season because you thought the Chiefs were going to be healthy, then you thought the Chargers, then you said, well, look at Denver. They're the 3rd best team in the division. Then Sean Payton is coaching them really, really well. Again, Denver, Bo Nix proved it last week. He played well. I have no issue with the Denver Broncos in particular. Great defense. Offensive line is playing well. Receivers, Cortland Sutton, 63 catches for 886 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's playing phenomenal this year. But this is about Trevor Lawrence and them Jacksonville Jaguars. They got a good defense. Your offensive line is playing well. Great running back in ETN. Wide receivers are playing well. This is solely about Trevor Lawrence because one game ain't going to hurt Denver. I know you got New England Patriots right behind you. If they win against Baltimore, then they might overtake that first seed. For this game, it's about Trevor Lawrence. Denver is set. Jacksonville needs this win more than Denver does. And it's going to be all on Trevor Lawrence. And if he doesn't play well, are you really going to trust him for the rest of his career, especially being in Jacksonville? This is a must-win for Jacksonville. I'm taking Jacksonville in an upset against the Denver Broncos. Next up, we have the Falcons at the Cardinals. I'm not picking the Falcons. I told you I'm not picking Falcons no more. No more, I'm not picking the Falcons. I'm picking the Cardinals to beat the Falcons. I don't trust Atlanta. I don't trust Kirk Cousins. I don't trust nobody that's playing for this organization. They are terrible. I like Bijan Robinson and Drake London, and Kyle Pitts has been playing really well this season. But the Cardinals, again, I always talk about them when I pick my games. For some reason, they never fight. They always got Jacoby Brissett back. It's like they're going out there with him like, hey man, we're all in this together. We're 3-11, we're 1-6 at home. Atlanta's 5-9, they're 3-5 on the road. I don't trust their coach. I told you at the end of this season that their coaching staff's probably going to get fired and they're going to bring in new coaches, so I don't know what they're doing right now. I have not heard any reports about the coach going to be fired, but I'm not trusting them. I'm not picking them for the rest of the season. No matter who they play, I'm not picking Atlanta. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at Atlanta's schedule right now. They face Arizona, then they face the Rams, then they face the Saints. They're most definitely going to lose against the Rams, and then now against the Saints. They beat the Saints in week 12. The Saints will probably beat them in week 18, but do I trust them against Arizona? No, because I see that Arizona actually fights, and they actually seem like they really still want to play, even despite the fact that they are 3-11. They actually put up a good fight. I trust Jacoby Brissett more than Kirk Cousins, and that's actually shocking to say because of all that money that Kirk Cousins is making. I don't trust him at all. Arizona, to me, they play hard. I'm picking them to win this game. I don't trust Atlanta. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at Detroit Lions. Now, the Detroit Lions haven't lost back-to-back games since Dan Campbell's second year. I think since 2022, if I'm not mistaken, or 2023. They haven't lost back-to-back games. I think that streak ends on Sunday. I believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers need this game far more than the Detroit Lions because the Detroit Lions got Minnesota next week, and that's going to be an easy victory for them. Minnesota has been playing well with J.J. McCarthy since last week, but I trust Detroit more than I trust Minnesota. I don't trust Minnesota like that. The Detroit Lions will lose this week, and then they'll get their wins back against Minnesota, and I think it's going to come down to the wire with Chicago. We'll see how the NFL is going to manage that game because in Week 18, every single game is to be determined because I know they want to set up the time slots for those games, but in this particular game right here, the Pittsburgh Steelers need it more. They're 8-6. Both teams are 8-6. Aaron Rodgers needs it more. They get to 9-6. Then after that, next week they face Cleveland. They beat Cleveland and they'll go down with Baltimore. We'll see what happens with Baltimore when they face the Patriots. But it's going to come down to Week 18 for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens as well. The Pittsburgh Steelers have got to win this game. Again, the Pittsburgh defense has got to step up no matter what. I don't want to hear about, some of these guys are old. No, you paid $100 million for this defense. Pittsburgh has got to win this football game. This is a must-win. Detroit can come back and beat Minnesota and potentially beat Chicago and take advantage of the fact that Chicago's defense, even though they're number one in takeaways, that they are playing better, by the way, and they just beat Green Bay. But this Detroit Lions offense, no disrespect to Green Bay, Detroit's offensive firepower is much better than Green Bay's. Detroit has a better offense than Green Bay. Better running back duo, better wide receivers on this team. Detroit will lose this week. I'm picking the Steelers. They'll bounce back next week and the week after that against Chicago. But Pittsburgh definitely needs this game more. They have to win this game going into playing Cleveland at Cleveland, even though I don't trust Cleveland, but you never know how the defense will play. One day they're not going to show up, and then, all of a sudden, then here we go, they're going to show up again. So Pittsburgh Steelers have to win this game. I'm picking Pittsburgh. Next up, we have the Las Vegas Raiders at the Houston Texans. I don't trust the Raiders at all. Let's just get that out of the way. I don't trust the Raiders. I told you guys got 5 good players on this team. Max Crosby, Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, the backup tight end, who I think is good. If he was another team as a starting tight end, he'll play very, very well. Ashton Jeanty, your running back, and one of your offensive linemen. That's it. I don't trust the Raiders. I don't put this on Pete Carroll. Even if he gets fired, I don't put it on Pete Carroll. I put on the fact that he has no talent because everybody knows when Pete Carroll gets talent, he's able to coach real well. It's not on him. It's a whole organizational failure. This Raider team is bad. They're 1-6 on the road. They're 2-12. Houston is 5-2 at home and 9-5 on the regular season. They'll win this game and become 10-5. Again, Houston's defense is going to go after whoever the starting quarterback is, whether it's Geno or Kenny Pickett. They're going to get after this quarterback and he's going to get sacked, just like the Cleveland Browns did to the Raiders. The Houston Texans are going to be even worse because their defense is phenomenal. And they haven't been slacking these past couple weeks like Cleveland. Cleveland's defense has been slacking. This Texans team is serious. Now, C.J. Stroud, I do worry about his offensive line again, but he's been playing very, very well these past couple weeks. Ever since he came back from that concussion he had, he was basically out for almost a month. He's been playing very well. The Houston Texans got this game. They're going to be 10-5 after this game is over. This is an easy pick. I know it's any given Sunday, but on this particular Sunday, I don't trust the Raiders. This would be the upset of the past, 5 weeks if the Raiders somehow win this game. I don't trust the Raiders. I'm picking Houston Texans to win this football game. Next up, we have the New England Patriots at the Baltimore Ravens. The New England Patriots come into this game 6-0 on the road. They're 11-3 on the season. The Baltimore Ravens are 7-7 and 3-5 at home. In this game, I'm picking the New England Patriots to win this game. I trust their defense more. I trust their quarterback more. And Drake May over Lamar Jackson, which is shocking to say because Lamar Jackson is 2-time MVP. I like Lamar Jackson coming out of the draft. Basically, you guys are going to get to know me on this channel. I basically like everybody coming out the draft. But I really like Lamar because they kept trying to make him be a running back. I said, no, he's a quarterback. And he's proven to be a great quarterback in his league. But ever since that Miami Dolphins game, I keep trying to tell you every single week, for some reason, he has not played well. Even against Cincinnati when they won that game 24-0, I still don't trust Baltimore. It was against Cincinnati, and Joe Burrow played his worst game of his career. When you look at the Baltimore Ravens schedule, if they lose against New England, they have Green Bay next week, and then they're at Pittsburgh, which are going to be 2 tough outs. Even though Jordan Love has a concussion, hopefully he'll be back next week. The New England Patriots need this win. They need to get this win for Drake May's MVP case if he still wants to be in that race, which obviously he does. But after that, if they beat Baltimore, then they face their active New York Jets and they face the Miami Dolphins, 2 games that they undoubtedly should win. But this game is their last toughest game of the season. They have to go into Baltimore and win this football game. Again, Lamar Jackson has not been playing well since that Dolphins game. I know last week they beat the Cincinnati Bengals and they beat them to 24-0. Lamar Jackson was 8 for 12, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he still had an interception and he was sacked twice. I don't trust this Baltimore team more than I trust the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots have been playing well. They won 10 straight games before they lost another game. The last game that they lost to was Pittsburgh in September. Then they won every single game all the way up into December, and then they just lost to Buffalo when they blew a 21-point lead. But that's all right. You bounce back from that. This game in particular, New England's defense has to be on one. Mike Vrabel has to get after Lamar Jackson because, again, Lamar Jackson, for some reason, every other year he doesn't run well. Like, he'll run well last year. He won't run well this year. The next year, he'll probably run well again. So, for me, Drake May has been phenomenal all season. He had 2, maybe 3 bad games if you want to count that Oakland game that he had early in the season against the Raiders when they lost 20-13. Then that Pittsburgh game. But other than that, he's been phenomenal until that Buffalo game. He had an interception, but he ran in for 2 touchdowns. So, for me, I just think New England Patriots are just a better football team. They're better coached. No disrespect to John Harbaugh. I don't want to see John Harbaugh lose his job with the Baltimore Ravens, but the Baltimore Ravens have the Packers next week, and if Jordan Love is out, then that's something that the Baltimore Ravens have to take advantage of. Then they face in Pittsburgh, which I think is going to come down to the wire with that. But in this game in particular, I'm picking New England flat out to win. I just trust that team and that organization right now more than I do trust Baltimore. Next up, we have the 49ers versus the Colts. I'm picking the 49ers to win this football game. They're 10-4, 6-2 on the road. I know the Colts are 6-1 at home. They're 8-6 in total. Philip Rivers is the quarterback. Listen, it's a good story. They're making fun of the fact that now that he's back in the NFL, he gets to re-up his insurance. I think it's a funny storyline that they're saying, but it is true. I do believe in Brock Purdy more than I obviously believe in Philip Rivers. I mean, come on, he's 44 years old. His arm looks shot, by the way. He did try to attempt to play well last week. He was all right last week. He wasn't phenomenal. I was impressed about how he could just come off the couch and play, but when you look at Brock Purdy, he's been playing well. I think against his defense, he's going to fare well. And Robert Saleh, to me, again, is whatever the name of the award is, the Assistant Coach of the Year award, whatever they call it, he's going to win it. He's coaching his defense without Nick Bosa, without Fred Warner. I mean, this team is really playing well despite the fact that they are injured. Brandon Ayuk, I don't know what's going on with him. Hopefully his mental health's okay. I don't really talk about people off the field, but I hope everything's going well. He had his contract voided next year, and he might not be on the team. Kyle Shanahan said that he hasn't seen him in a month. And he's supposed to be participating in team activities. He didn't, so they voided his contract, which is horrible because he just signed that contract for a lot of money. So, hopefully everything's going okay with him. But this 49ers team, everybody keeps saying, oh, Brock Purdy has the Avengers. Where's the Avengers? Where's the Avengers now? Yes, he still has Christian McCaffrey. George Kittle was out for the middle of the season. I know it was Mac Jones playing because Brock Purdy got hurt, but Brock Purdy's still a good quarterback, and people continue to give him flack because he plays with Kyle Shanahan. If the 49ers win this game, to me, in my opinion, Kyle Shanahan has to be considered for Coach of the Year because of the phenomenal job that him and Robert Saleh has been doing with this team. I trust the 49ers more. I know Pearsall's out for this game, but I just trust the 49ers and their coaching more than I trust the Colts. You got to feel bad for the Colts because the Daniel Jones story with him resurrecting his career and playing well with this team, popping his Achilles. Hopefully he'll be back to start the season. But I just trust the 49ers more than I do trust the Colts with this matchup. Again, it's not to say that the Colts are not a good football team because they are. Jonathan Taylor's a good running back. They got a good offensive line. The defense has been playing well. But I just trust the 49ers and their coaching more than I do trust the Indianapolis Colts. So those are my game picks. Let me know in the comment section down below who you guys are picking and why. If you disagree with my picks, let me know in the comment section down below and I'll respond to the messages. Please hit the like button, subscribe button to the YouTube channel for more great content coming up. Until next time, guys, see you real soon.